All right, welcome back to the Now Morning Show, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around with us. As I mentioned before, today, Wednesday, 20th of January, is the inauguration of the 46th President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, and, of course, his Vice President, Kamala Harris. And here to discuss what that means and what we can look forward to and look out for is I want to welcome Dr. Hamid Ghany, who's the director of the Sir Arthur Lewis Institute for Social and Economic Development. Good morning, Dr. Ghany.
Good morning.
I just wanted to touch base with you to find out, what we should be looking forward to today and what we should be looking out for, as Joe Biden gets sworn in as the 46th President of the United States. What does that mean for us?
Yes, well, the inauguration day is the fourth and final step along the way from the election day to get to inauguration day. So over 2.5 months, the United States has a process whereby every 4 years in a leap year, there is an election for the office of president. And what you have is the first Tuesday following the first Monday in November in a leap year is the election day. And then after that, the Electoral College meets on the first Monday following the second Wednesday in December. That would have been the 14th of December gone. Mm-hmm. And then those Electoral College votes are sent to Washington, D.C. to be counted by the Congress in a joint sitting on the 6th of January. And that would have been held. And there was controversy on that day when the votes were being counted. And then after the certification by Congress of those Electoral College votes on the 6th of January, the president and vice president can be inaugurated and sworn into office on the 20th of January at 12 noon Eastern time, which is when power officially changes hands, either from one president and vice president to another, or from the same president and vice president into their second term.
All right, so today we're looking forward for that at 12. It's at 12 noon Eastern time.
That's 1 o'clock our time.
1 o'clock our time. All right, do you think that that there's going to be, well, you said there was some controversy on the day of the electoral votes counting. Do you expect or foresee any controversy today?
Well, I think that a fair amount of security has been put into place. A virtual wall or fence has been erected around the event venue. Of course, because of the COVID-19 restrictions, you're not going to have as many persons on site as would normally have been the case.
Right.
So it perhaps will not be a ceremony that would have all of the pomp and pageantry of the occasion, but there are certain official things that must be done, which is the taking of the office, the oath of office, about 35 words or so. The Chief Justice would swear in the president, but before that, one of the Associate Justices of the Supreme Court would swear in the vice president. I understand from what I've read that Justice Sonia Sotomayor is going to swear in Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, and that the Chief Justice, as is the norm, will swear in President-elect Joe Biden. He will then become president after he utters that last word in the oath of office.
All right, and we saw recently where well, I guess he would still be the current president, Donald Trump, who was impeached for a second time. I understand that there's supposed to be a trial that would happen in order to determine the outcome of the second impeachment. Is that correct?
Well, yes. Under the U.S. Constitution, the House of Representatives has the sole power to charge, and the Senate has the sole power to try. So that this was a very rushed impeachment process. There were no pleadings and hearings and so on when compared to the last one that took place in 2019 into 2020, where normally you would have committee hearings and all sides would get to have their say, etc., and then the charges are framed. This was a rather more rushed event and quickly done on the floor of the House and the charge sent across. The Senate, which is still controlled by the Republicans, has taken the view that they would not be able to hear this until after the inauguration.
Right.
So that there has been some constitutional controversy in the past as to whether or not you can impeach a president who has left office. So we'll see how that controversy will play out. There's nothing that stops, of course, any federal charges being brought against an ex-president, but impeaching an ex-president is still a matter of some controversy because I haven't been able to find any evidence of that having been done.
In the past,
but
okay.
it appears as though that this is still something that is on the cards, and we'll see exactly where this is going to go.
All right. Well, we're definitely going to pay attention to that. Thank you so much for the information. I wanted to find out, in your opinion, have you been following the Biden's policies or the proposed policies that he wants to implement, and how would they affect us, our citizens here in the Caribbean, or our citizens in the United States who may be immigrants?
Well, he's indicated that he wants to send a bill to Congress to legalize and grant citizenship to about 11 million undocumented immigrants who are residing in the United States. That's an estimate. And that would create a pathway for citizenship, which may grant them, I think, resident status after 5 years and citizenship after 8 years. I've seen that. And he wants to adopt a softer immigration approach to the one that had been adopted by President Trump. Mm-hmm. Of course, the impact of that is that there are caravans coming up from Honduras and Nicaragua heading through Mexico and wanting to get to the U.S. border because there is a view that the Biden administration will be softer on immigration than the Trump administration has been. And of course, in the campaign trail, one of the things that candidate Joe Biden had said he would do on day one in office would be to rescind some of the Trump immigration restrictions. So we'll see where that goes. But it is the issue of immigration is clearly at the front burner of an agenda that he has spoken about, and many Democrats have spoken about during the election campaign. And I think that he has promised some kind of legislation to go to Congress, and that obviously is something that we look forward to see what is going to happen. But I rather suspect that there will be a softer approach to the immigration process for entering the United States than has been the case before. And we'll see exactly where that's going to go.
Well, I want to thank you very much for joining us this morning, Dr. Hamid Ghany, and for sharing this insight into, what's happening today in the United States and, what is possible going forward and all the things surrounding it. Thank you so much for your knowledge, for your insight. The director at the Sir Arthur Lewis Institute for Social and Economic Development, Dr. Hamid Ghany. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. All right, there you have it. Today is Inauguration Day in the United States of America. At 1 p.m. our time, we're going to be seeing brand new president in the United States, Joe Biden, and his vice president, Kamala Harris. And they're going to be sworn in today. And we'll see what takes effect immediately. What are the first couple of things they're going to put on the table? Because I'm sure they've been working around the clock to be prepared for a day like today where they're going to hit the ground running. Because, they say as well within the first, I think it's 20 days or 120 days of your
something like that, yeah.
Something, I don't remember. They say like in the first 20 days an assessment to see what you've done and what you've accomplished within that first period of time to know, or, to gauge kind of what is going to be the outcome of your presidency going forward. A strange system that they've implemented, but either way we're going to pay attention because it affects us all. America being the superpower that they are, definitely things that happen there affect us here, whether directly or indirectly. Be it trade, be it whatever else, immigration, big ticket issue. So we just have to keep our eyes and ears on the information as it unfolds. And we're not to worry too much, I don't think,
Yeah, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, make sure and call your loved ones in the States today.
Yep.
Just send them some love. All right, so it's just about 29 minutes after 7 o'clock, which means that we're halfway inside the second hour already. Imagine that, right? And we still have so much more to come inside this hour. So please keep it locked right here. It's the Now Morning Show.